Hey everybody, welcome to Ask Dr. Testosterone, starring George N. Touliatos and brought to you by his book, The Bible of Bodybuilding. Everything you need to know about training, nutrition, supplementation, and PEDs, available on Amazon.com, where you can also pick up this amazing book, Real Bodybuilding by Ron Harris. And now, please welcome all the way from Athens, Greece, Dr. George N. Touliatos. Good morning, good afternoon, doctor.
Hello, Ron. Today my sister told me that the mail was with the Muscular Development June two magazines.
Oh, nice.
Last month, yeah, we have the editorial.
Yep.
So I'm gonna give one to the photographer, and another one I'm gonna give it to a friend of mine. Yes. And the big news is that officially, I think the Educational Olympia is hammered, so it's gonna happen, and I will be invited.
Nice.
And so it's time for me now to start booking my tickets and my airplane tickets, you know, plus the VIP Olympia ticket. So I was really excited, but it's also, I'm really anxious because it's going to be a long trip for me, 10 days. So first, I'll go from Athens to LA, stay 2 nights there, do the shooting with Pepper Now.
Okay.
Then we're going to drive with Samir Benito to Las Vegas.
Oh, wow.
And then we're going to spend 3 nights in Las Vegas and then go to New York for another 2 nights.
Wow.
And then finally back to Athens.
Holy crap.
Oh, yes. It's just before Christmas. Yeah. I'll be back home 2 days before Christmas.
Wow.
And what is pain in the ass is that in Europe it's cold, in Vegas it's hot, and in LA. So I don't know what clothing to use, you know.
Well, we got global warming. Maybe it's never going to get cold ever again. It's just going to stay hot forever. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, they told me that in Vegas it's cool during the Christmas, you know, it's a desert.
Yeah, it's cooler for sure. At night it definitely gets cold. But how hot is, I know Europe is in a big heat wave. What's the
it's 100 now.
It's 100 degrees. Wow. I had an argument on Facebook with someone. They don't believe global warming is real. I said, really? Go outside. Why don't you walk around for a few minutes? Because, man.
I remember in 2019, I was working in Nevada, you know, going from the Orleans hotel to the gym. I was breathing hot air, you know.
Yeah.
It was 5 in the afternoon, it was around 95.
And that was what time of year? Was that like September, October?
September. It was mid-September, yes.
Yeah, it's very
hot. Or in Europe, in Vegas.
Yeah. Vegas is still very hot in September. It's very hot. I would never live there. I know all the bodybuilders want to move to Vegas, but no.
It's a new mecca. Rich Gaspar said it's a new mecca, you know.
It is, but that heat would kill me all year. No way. Ugh, I'm all set. Maybe you'd be
very
okay.
Hot and dry also.
Yeah, I don't care. So's an oven. If they say it's a dry heat, I say an oven is dry heat. I don't want to climb inside an oven. It's still too hot. All right. We got some questions. I actually surprised you with 1 or 2, but you've answered these before because we got a couple more yesterday. Last night when I got back from Chicago, I got these. But let's get on the first one. This is a good one because sleep apnea, huge problem with bodybuilders, especially the bigger guys. So this question, I have a question. Even on TRT, can untreated sleep apnea cause ED, which is erectile dysfunction, depression, and low energy? I've been on TRT for a year, but due to CPAP machine shortages, I've had to live with sleep apnea, have never felt good on testosterone. Could it be the missing puzzle piece? Side note, it's hard to go to the gym every day when you feel like death. TRT can cause sleep apnea? How's that?
So listen, when we speak about sleep apnea, we refer to obstructive sleep apnea because it's also central sleep apnea from the brain. Obstructive means that we feel like choking because as we build muscles with testosterone, steroids, growth hormone, we have the thorax over here, the throat, I'm sorry. So when it gets big, they narrow the pathways, the airways, so which is the oropharynx that goes to trachea afterwards. And as narrow as it gets, the airways, then the air forms a turbulence flow that leads to snoring. So snoring will lead to apnea. Snoring is a benign form of breathing. Okay, and then snoring leads to apnea, and apnea equals to waking up suddenly, choking, you know, because of hypoxia, not asphyxia, I would say, but hypoxia. Now, hypoxia kicks the kidneys for EPO, and this elevates hemoglobin and hematocrit just because you snore. So you have the steroids or testosterone. You have the sleep apnea. If you smoke also, then it's a cocktail for erythrocytosis. And usually because of the sleep obstructive apnea, I always say, then we wake up in a bad mood with low oxygen and a lack of memory, you know. No, I wouldn't say amnesia, but a lack of memory, you know, fogginess, and also tired and yawing while driving, you know, feeling tired and then like a zombie the first half of the day, you know, and we need coffee, you know, and usually it's hypoxia of the brain. So as soon as we drop on weight, it happens also to obese people, right?
Yep.
Or we sleep on the left side because simply when we sleep the how you say, the normal way, the jaw drops. When the jaw drops, it's way easier to snore. If you sleep on the left side, and actually left is better than the right because of the position of the heart. So if you sleep on the left side, the jaw does not drop, okay? So you don't snore in this way. The other is to apply the CPAP mask, and it's so good because not only the hemoglobin and hematocrit drops, but you're able to breathe well and also sleep without waking up, you know? Yeah. But you have to apply this the whole night, you know?
Yeah. So, you know, I know it's all tied into the size of your neck. And
absolutely. I think, so neck's over 20 inches, let's say.
Oh, 20, I don't think it needs to be that big. I think they say like over 17 inches you're at risk.
40 centimeters, yeah, so yes, 17 actually. Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, so TRT, you know, being on steroids could allow you to be more muscular, bigger traps, bigger neck.
Well, if you overdose on TRT and you cycle steroids also, and you are doing heavy lifting on traps, or you're a serious bodybuilder with a lot of body mass index, yeah, it may lead to.
Yeah, but I think a lot of it is tied into your body weight too, because I found I have sleep apnea if I'm over, say, like 222.
Does your wife tell you that you're snoring?
Oh, I know I'm snoring because I wake up over and over again. Yeah, my wife.
You know, sleep on the left side, you know, and try to be below 215.
I can't sleep on the left. That's my bad shoulder, but I sleep on my stomach, but then I wake up, my lower back is killing me. So yeah, because you're right. When I'm on I sit like propped up so I can breathe, but then my.
Sleep on the right, Ron. Sleep on your right.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. No, I do sleep on my right. Yeah. You said to sleep on the left would be better.
On the left is better because of the position of the heart. Now, if you have the shoulder,
can't do it. Shoulder's all messed up. Okay, next question is from someone even older than me. Hi, doctor. I'm 54 years old. I love my training. I'm on TRT. I'd like to take HGC. What dosage and how often should I take it?
Yes, it's HCG plus.
Yeah, HCG, dude. Come on now. Yeah. So what do we say? Usually 500 IU twice a week?
Yes, along with the TRT dose. 500 IUs is pretty good.
Okay. That's an easy one. Here's a good one about anti-aromatase. Hi, doc. John Jewett used to claim that he didn't use an anti-aromatase in the off season. Tried to ride his testosterone as high as possible, and after that, in a second time, started to introduce another compound. We all know that if we introduce NPP, for example, estrogen will climb. So wouldn't using an AI be mandatory? What would your idea? What would your off season? What will be your idea about managing E2?
Now we know, and there is a belief that estrogens favor the anabolic activity through improving the capacity of the androgen receptor, also elevating IGF-1, lubricating the joints, favoring also muscle glycogen synthesis. So it's not good crashing on estrogens while on the off season when we lift heavily.
Yeah.
On the other hand, during cutting phase, we need to lower the estrogens to look more defined, you know. But this causes in sex drive, in mood, in cracky joints, and in muscle glycogen that equals to the pump. That's why we shouldn't be obsessed and paranoid about during the off season about the estrogen control. I mean, unless you don't have gyno, of course, the body is not exposed. We don't reveal, you know, how we look because we are covered up with clothes.
Yeah. And
besides the off-season cycles, it's not about, you know, being defined. So we don't care that much apart from the size and the bulkiness, you know, right, and the roundness. Now, one way was to use the SERMs. However, the SERMs might not block the aromatase inhibitor, but they lower the IGF-1. That's the point. The Clomid and the Nolvadex, they both lower IGF-1, so they may hinder, they may blunt the growth hormone, the IGF-1, I mean, and the anabolism. The other thing is to use moderate, I mean, low dose. Let's say if you hit a gram of testosterone per week, I guess do not use more than 3 milligrams of anastrozole per week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The other way is to use also masteron along with proviron as an alternative way, you know, instead of using extra Arimidex.
Yeah.
All right. So some people use the DHT derivatives, so drostanolone and methanolone and mesterolone, in order to keep this antiestrogenic activity. Of course, does not equal to aromatase inhibitor, but don't be so paranoid and take it easy with estrogen blockers during the off season, because we need the estrogens to grow. They favor growth. I mean, it's not that they are anabolic, but they favor the anabolism.
And, you know, O'Connor used to warn me all the time to stay away from aromatase inhibitors.
You don't want to cross your HDL. You don't want to create endothelial dysfunction.
So.
You don't want to, I mean, estrogens are important for the endothelial health and also for the cardiovascular health, but also too much of them may, apart from giant, they're pre-thrombotic also. So it's not so cool. And too high estrogens also may affect the duration of your erection.
Yeah.
All right. And we know also that breast cancer is estrogen based, and prostate cancer also may speed up proliferation of the cancerous cells. Yes.
Oh, geez. Okay.
But of course, as we said before, it should be the proportion testosterone to estradiol, you know?
Yeah.
So both elevate, you know?
So if you have, you know, say your testosterone level is 1,000, what
For
would
1,000, you can have 100 of estradiol, but
okay.
All right.
Yeah. Because I mean, my testosterone, the last time I had blood work was close to 2,000. It was like 1968. And my estradiol was 210 or 220. So that's fine.
The good thing about you, you're not symptomatic.
No gyno, never had gyno.
You're like somebody who has removed the gland.
Yeah. Someone said, you must have had your gland removed. I said, nope, never. Never had any cut. No one's ever come near me with a scalpel, I swear. Next question. I'm 42 and on 160 milligrams testosterone a week for TRT. What are your thoughts on 50 milligrams of Anavar or Winstrol pre-workout just on lifting days to help push through plateaus?
Now you pick up 2 17 alkylated drugs. You pick up also 2 drugs that do not have estrogen production. That means they cannot favor bulkiness and muscle glycogen. Now, both Winstrol and Anavar, though, they can increase the speed and explosiveness, you know, so ATP synthesis. It would be more preferable to use one dianabol pill pre-workout, 10 milligrams sublingual. Unless you're on a diet. If you're on a diet, yeah, you may take a DHT derivative like stenozolol or oxandrolone.
Yeah.
But you know, since you're using such a low dose of testosterone, 150, 160, I don't believe you're going to see any substantial difference in benefit out of this one pill. So stick with this, and you can add a little bit, stack it with DECA, low dose of 50 milligrams per week, or use also proviron if it's available all year round.
Right. So, you know, we've talked about doing the orals pre-workout in the past. Is there a benefit to taking them? Do they get utilized better if you take them?
Yes,
right
pre-workout, absolutely. Also, I was injecting my Winstrol 1 hour before the gym.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
It goes straight to the bloodstream, right?
Yeah. Makes sense.
But I would prefer more dianabol rather than Winstrol in pills in order to have this extra kick, you know?
Or could you use Anadrol or, God forbid, Superdrol, something like that? Or okay.
Yeah, but I hide the dose, you know, 50 milligrams of Anadrol, you know?
Fair enough. Okay. Next question again about HCG. I'm taking 1,000 IU a week in 2 doses of 500, but I want to ask the doctor, is it best to take HCG 1 day before steroid injections? I'm taking testosterone and boldenone, which is equipoise, or should I take it on time?
it was this belief also by a doctor in Florida, that just inside you, that when you're shooting twice a week or once per week your TRT dose, then preferably you should inject the day before your HEG in order to elevate the trough levels. But personally, I'm stacking the testosterone along with HEG the same day. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you do it twice a week, 1,000 IUs weekly is enough. So 2 doses of 500.
Okay, cool. And our final question, is a cycle of test, GH, and Anavar relatively, that's the key word here, relatively safe for a 38-year-old male? Also, what doses can be used safely? And those are my quotes, because safely is a very, very relative term when we're talking about PED abuse, obviously.
Well, safely use it, testosterone and growth hormone in HRT doses, which is the most is 200.
Yeah.
And 2 IUs.
And the Anavar, is Anavar safe too?
Now the Anavar, I would say 3 times a day, 10 milligrams.
Okay.
Every 8 hours sublingually.
Yeah.
But check out first your lipids, your liver.
Yeah. Because it's important when we say relatively safe, that might be fine for one person. Another person, their
Yeah, it
lipid
depends on the
profiles.
labs, on the in what base you start. But I would prefer Proviron instead of Anavar all year round,
Okay.
if you're able to get it.
Yeah. Does it, we always say 50 milligrams of Proviron. Would 25 be okay for most people? Or no?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Make it last twice as long. Because Proviron's, I get it, but it's hard to get and it's expensive here in the US. It's not
And
easy.
it's not, something real anabolic. It's androgenic, it's for sex drive, for cognitive function, kind of cosmetic, lifestyle thing.
Yeah, well, that's me.
It's just something you're gonna see gains.
Yeah, you're not going to be a big Rami on Proviron, guys. Sorry. Man, well, that's it, Doc. I'm excited that you're coming out to the Olympia and you're going to, wow, you're doing the whole
Giles
US
also will be there, all the MD crew, huh?
Yeah, Giles. I haven't seen Giles in.
We need to have a lunch
years.
again with Giles.
Yeah, the last time we were all together was 2019, the year.
Oh, it was in Columbus. Come on.
Well, I mean, the Olympia. I'm talking about the Olympia.
Oh, the Olympia, yes.
Yeah, it was Kamal one, and it was.
When I met Giles, I met him at the Olympia, at the Orleans.
Yeah, 2019 was Brandon Curry's win.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. It was a great show. And
I'm
Kamal,
gonna bring luck to Brandon again. So because when I go to USA, Brandon wins.
That's true. Well, why can't he win? People think he's got no chance. Why would he was Mr. Olympia and he was second place last.
If Rami's off, Brandon can win. Now I don't know about Nick Walker or this freak from Czechoslovakia.
Michael Krizo. Yeah.
He has to get his card from either Prague or Birmingham.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, but he has to win the show also.
Yeah. So I think Prague, I think they have the qualifier. I think both of them. So Prague, he could do the amateur show and then he could do the pro show the next day, I think.
Yes, and the Birmingham also, late September.
I don't, yeah, that's true. But I'm saying the Prague show, I think it's one of those, it's an amateur Olympia, right?
Yeah.
And then they have the Prague Pro the next day.
Yeah, yes.
So he could do that. He could do both shows. He could get his pro card Saturday or Friday or whatever and compete in the pro show Saturday or whatever and get his Olympia qualification.
Well, I bet he will crack the top 10.
Oh, top 10. I think top 5, top 6.
But he reminds me very much of Clancy, very similar.
Yeah.
This Pope in 3D with the V-taper,
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's got a better because he's just more massive than Clancher and he's got these arms and these legs and these shoulders. He's
better than Presti.
Yeah, he just needs a back. He needs more back, I think, if he's going to try to beat Rami and Brandon and these guys.
The arms and the delts are enormous. Amir said that his arms are bigger than his height.
Yeah, they are. I've seen the pictures because Milos, he was out in Vegas and Milos took a bunch of videos and pictures.
In the real double bice, his front delts are so big. Yeah, they overpower the traps,
Yeah, he's a big dude, man. Michael Krizo, but his full name is like Krizalak or something, I think. Yeah, Slovakian. So.
I bet he has 23 inches, huh?
Oh, yeah, because he's not short. I think he's about 6 foot, right? Or 6'1". He's a tall guy, so I can imagine.
He's in contact with Milos now.
Yeah, that's not his coach. He's got a coach. the coach was out there in Vegas with him because I was thinking, oh, maybe Milos is going to coach him, but he's got a coach he's been working with for years. So I don't think he's leaving his coach, but it's exciting to have some. We've been waiting for this guy. I've been seeing videos and pictures of him for years. I'm like, it's too bad that guy's not in the IFBB Pro League. I'd love to see him next to Rami and Bonac and Hunter and Nick and, you know, all these Brandon, all these guys. And now I think we're going to see it this year. So yeah, good times. Well, that's it. Thank you so much, Doctor. Everybody, if you have questions for next week's show, please leave them in the comments here below. Or if you just have some comments, we love your feedback. Subscribe to the channel. And Doctor, of course, again, always appreciative of you taking your time to share your knowledge and your expertise. The guy who's walked the walk, national bodybuilding champion, who's a medical doctor. Yeah, you're not going to find too many people like you in this world, Doctor. So thanks for doing this. Okay, everybody, that was this edition of Ask Dr. Testosterone. Please tune in next week, and we'll see you there.